allocators are thinking about. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, we're going to move on to the Bilanz and Hedge Analytics Awards, which will be presented by O.Liechti and Harry Büsser. So Oliver was and is at the University of Zurich, where he is a researcher at the School of Management and Law in Winterthur. He was previously a portfolio manager at VZ, an independent wealth manager in Zurich, and prior to that he worked at GE Money Bank. Harry, I think many of you will know already, he's head of financial journalism at Bilanz. He's also a highly recognized moderator, a lecturer, and a reporter and producer for Swiss National TV. Let's welcome them. Thank you.
So hello everybody, we're trying to bring some glamour into this and we did, as four speakers said, we did look for the needle, that bright guys in that industry, in the fund of fund industry and also in the single hedge fund business. So we start with the fund of fund business because the fund of fund business is the one that is much bigger here in Switzerland than the single fund business. I think that it's a pity because we could have a lot of single hedge fund manager also here in Switzerland. And that's also why we got together. They're the specialists for the fund of fund business. I did, as the first journalist here in Switzerland, an analysis of the single hedge funds that are in Switzerland, where really the decisions are made in Switzerland, not only some service provider doing something here in Switzerland, but really the brains are here in Switzerland. And so we thought it's maybe a good opportunity to bring them both together, because as Switzerland is 1/3 of the European funding money for the hedge fund industry is coming out of Switzerland, but only a small part of it is also staying here in Switzerland. And maybe, I hope you met up some of the single hedge fund managers with the fund of fund business managers, not only the insurance people that are investors in both, hopefully, but also that you get to know each other a little bit better. So, without further ado, I hand over to the specialist for the fund of fund business, Oliver, please.
Thanks, Harry. So we're very glad to have this platform today, thanks to Roman Morger and Urs Durer. Bilanz Hedgegate Award, what is it? He already mentioned it. It's actually cooperation between Bilanz, the Swiss business magazine, the Zurich University of Applied Sciences in Winterthur, and Hedgegate, which is actually the platform that is managed by the university, which is a platform for fund of hedge funds. When it comes to the methodology, very quickly, it's what we did try to achieve is we wanted to have as a very objective methodology that is also replicable in terms of selecting nominations and then selecting a winner. So at the very beginning, there is a quantitative screening in order to find the 5 best funds within each category. And what we do is we put fund of hedge fund in different buckets. We do it with a style analysis, so we look which hedge fund style has been the most prominent contribution to the returns. So, and we use that in order to say this fund of hedge fund is multi-strat, this fund of hedge fund is non-directional, and so on and so forth. And then we have these buckets of fund of hedge fund, and in there we select the best 5 funds. These are the nominated funds, and the selection is done on one hand on an alpha estimation, on return, and on a conditional valid risk estimation. And of course there are other criteria like at least 100 million assets under management, and a company can only be nominated within one category. A company can only be nominated once. So for example, if a company XY has 2 non-directional funds in the top 5, only the better will be nominated. But a company can win different categories. So, and last but not least, there is a jury that decides which one of the 5 is the winner. And now I'm sure you're curious about the categories. It's 6 categories, 5 fund of hedge fund and 1 single manager categories. The first one is best diversified fund of hedge fund. It's actually the best multi-strategy fund of hedge fund. Best equity hedged, containing long-short equity, emerging market. Best non-directional fund of hedge fund, more relative value, fixed income, arbitrage, event-driven. Then on the bottom in the middle, best trading-oriented fund of hedge fund. So fund of hedge fund where the major contribution to return came from global macro managed futures. And best Swiss-registered fund of hedge fund. In here we have all styles, but the fund of fund has to be licensed by the FINMA, so it can be publicly distributed in Switzerland. And last but not least, the Swiss single hedge fund. It's a single manager product that's managed out from Switzerland, actually. So then we're already there. Just for organizational reason, we will go through the nomination, then name the winner, and then I kindly ask one person of this company to come to the stage, and then we have an award, a trophy, and then I kindly ask him to wait on the side because there will be a picture in the end. So, the first category is Best Diversified Fund of Hedge Fund. We have 5 nominated providers or funds. One is Legion Strategies from Skybridge Capital, OFI Palamares Alpha Drive from OFI Asset Management, Pictet Mosaic, Trading Capital Holdings, which is actually a cooperation between Banca del Ceresio and Banque Privée Edmond de Rothschild, and UBS Alpha Select Hedge Fund. So, and the winner in this category is Skybridge Capital. Hopefully there is a... So. Congratulations, Max. It's for you, and please on the side.
Please.
For the next category, we have a best trading-oriented fund of hedge fund. We have Areca Value Discovery, GHF SICAV Global Macro, Permal Macro Holdings, Pioneer Asset Master Fund, and UBS Alpha Trading. And again, I hope the company is present. The winner is GHF Global Macro Fund.
Someone here? Start trading is fast. Come on, run.
Didn't
want to seem too keen. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good. This is your award.
Thank you. We were here last year as well. So
yes, I know, yeah.
I hope to make a habit out of it.
Okay.
We hope so as well, because consistency is something that the industry needs, and we're hoping to see many of the nominees again.
The next category is equity hedged fund of hedge fund. So fund of hedge fund, long short equity and emerging market is the main contribution. And in here we have Catch Capital, which Catch Capital Sedna #1, Lighthouse Global Long Short Fund, Lyrical Multi-Manager Fund, SPI Offshore, and UBS Global Alpha Strategies. And in here the winner is Catch Capital. Congratulations. So, the second last fund of hedge fund award is non-directional. Here we have GAM MP Credit, GHF SICAV Fixed Income, Orbita Capital Return Strategies, PCAM Blue Chips, and Stable Growth Limited from UBS. And here again, the winner, surprise, it's again Thalia with the GAF SICAV Fixed Income.
Yes, nice.
Congratulations, really, it's a pleasure.
We're very pleased. Thank you.
So, and last but not least, from the fund of hedge fund side, there is the Swiss regulated universe, which unfortunately has shrunk a little bit during the last years. Here we have BSI Multi-Manager Yield Enhancement, again from Thalia, Edmond de Rothschild Pre-Fund Alpha Uncorrelated, HSBC Global Hedge Fund, IS Partners Diversified Fund, and Oyster Multi-Manager Low Volatility. And this category, really on a on a risk-adjusted basis, we had to admit it's again Thalia. It's really strong performance in 3 categories, and I think that's worth an extra applause for your performance. Thanks a lot.
Okay, so now we go to the single funds, and the single funds, we straight go to the nominees, which is working like this. Next. And for one, we have Allegro Capital, a nominee that has profited lately strongly from the housing market getting better in the US because they invest in housing market papers. Then we have GAM Investment Management with the Talentum guys that are in the southern Switzerland. And then we have Limot Capital Alternative Investments, they're from Zurich. And RBR Capital Investors, which is a long-short fund also based in the Zurich area. And we have Dominice & Co., which are in Geneva. And the winner is the Cassiopeia Fund. They have now a 10-year track record, and I think you have, what do you think? Do you think you can do it the next 10 years as well?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. How confident are you?
Well, it's based on the behavioral finance problem we identified 10 years ago.
So you think people don't learn? They don't learn.
There is nothing as stable as human collective irrationality, in fact. So that's why we are very hopeful we can continue, and the company is extending. We are 17 working on that, so we are very confident for the future.
Okay, I wish you all the best, and I wish you a lot of consistency also in the future.
That's it from our side. Please visit Hedgegate
over
if
here,
you want
please.
further information on the fund of fund
For the
part.
photographer has better light over here, so that you look in this direction. 3, all the 3. Take all the 3. Okay, good. Can you go in the middle?
Get a bit closer, please. Fantastic. Really good. Okay. Harry, close, please. Super. Now look here, please. With a big smile. Fantastic. Wait a moment. Super. Great. Okay, Harry, a bit strong. Genau. Cool. Okay, now show me your awards, please. Oh, you're happy. You're the winners. You're the greatest. Fantastic. Cool. Super. Okay. Wait a second. Okay. Now one picture, just the winners, without Oliver and Harry. And get a bit closer, please. The girls on the
Good. Yay!
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Congratulations again to the winners. It's nice to see so much talent. I hope we'll all make better returns as a result. For our penultimate session,